Hey everybody, Dan Seffels and Michael Summer here from Royal LePage Compass Estates. Michael's joined the team now for a few weeks.
Dan, tell us a little bit of history. How did Compass Estates become a sub-brokerage of Royal LePage NRC Realty? Because I believe that's very unique in this market. You've managed to do that. What were some of the challenges? Number one, what was the why?
Yeah.
What were some of the challenges? And how do you see the future?
Absolutely. So the why for it was, this is going to sound a little bit ridiculous, but I don't like paying taxes. And at the time,
I think many people would agree with you, Dan. I think many of us are. That's not our favorite time of year. Yes.
So at the time when we started this whole process, which is what I guess 7 or 8 years ago now.
Yes.
Actually, we started. I guess it was a year before that. We started because there was no opportunity for real estate agents to become incorporated. So at the time,
Correct.
all the money that we made as realtors was taxed at a employment level. So if you sell a fair bit of real estate, you end up getting taxed at the highest bracket, which is a pretty onerous amount.
Yes.
So we decided, and we had conversations with our parent brokerage. We had conversations with Royal LePage Corporate. I actually got the idea from a great friend of mine who was working at Brookfield at the time. And for those of you that know Brookfield is the largest investor inside Royal LePage nationally. And she floated this idea and said, well, there's this idea that you could become your own brokerage within a brokerage. So we went through the process with corporate, and there's only a handful of Royal LePage sub-brokerages across the country. Most of them are centered in Toronto, but we're the only one down here in Niagara. And so we started that process because of the taxes. It took us about a year. Obviously, the process is much quicker now, but it's also not as critical now because
we have the personal real estate corporations.
Yeah, because we can do a PREC. It's not as critical.
Yes, yes.
And then but it does present us with a unique opportunity because, Michael's PREC can be a partner inside Compass Estates, just like my holding company or my PREC could be a partner inside Compass Estates. So it provides that kind of corporate structure option that allows us to do some of these interesting things. But at the time, that's why we started it.
That's a very good reason. I mean, it really is. And look where we are now, right?
Yeah.
It's a very unique concept. And had a PREC existed 7 years ago, you probably wouldn't have done that because it wouldn't have been on your radar. So what have been some of the challenges of doing that?
Yeah, absolutely. So we've been audited a couple of times by the governing board down here down in Ontario. So it's called the Real Estate Council of Ontario, so RECO. Mm-hmm. So they're very, very, as they should be, very specific on the paperwork. So we're very fortunate that Royal LePage NRC, or parent brokerage, that they manage all the paperwork for us. So every time that we get audited, it's a matter of going through all our paperwork. Fortunately, our support team is very fastidious about the paperwork that we have. And Royal LePage is also very fastidious. So we go through and they're like, there was a couple of small infractions where an initial was missing or something like that. But for the most part, there hasn't been a problem. Stressful, to be sure. Because I'm the broker
of record for Compass Estates Realty, which is a very unique position to be in, and a lot of responsibility.
And liability.
Absolutely.
And liability.
Absolutely.
That's right.
Very important factor.